Chapter 3 Intangible Assets. Chapter Learning Objectives. Upon completion of this chapter, you will be able to number 1. Explain the nature of internally generated and purchased intangible assets. Second, explain the accounting treatment of internally generated and purchased intangible assets. Third, distinguish between goodwill and other intangible assets. Fourth, describe the criteria for the initial recognition of intangible assets. Fifth, describe the criteria for the initial measurement of intangible assets. Sixth, explain the subsequent accounting treatment of goodwill. Sixth, explain the principle of impairment tests in relation to goodwill. Seventh, explain why the value of the purchase consideration for an investment may be less than the value of the acquired net assets. Next, explain how the difference should be accounted for. Define research expenditure and development expenditure according to IAS 38. Explain the accounting requirements of IAS 38 for research expenditure and development expenditure. Next, account for research expenditure and development expenditure. This chapter provides a recap from financial accounting and then builds on that knowledge. The principles of the knowledge gained will also be seen in strategic business reporting. The chapter also provides information on evidence useful in audit and assurance. PER, one of the PER performance objectives, PO6, is to record and process transactions and events. You use the right accounting treatments for transactions and events. These should be both historical and prospective and include non-routine transactions. Working through this chapter should help you understand how to demonstrate that objective. Intangible asset IAS 38 definition, recognition, amortization. Goodwill IFRS 3 definition, positive, negative. Research and development R&D IAS 38 definition, accounting treatment, amortization. Definition: an intangible asset is an identifiable non-monetary asset without physical substance. IAS 38 para 8. Intangible assets include items such as: first bullet, licenses and quotas. Second bullet, intellectual property, for examples, patents and copyrights. Third bullet, brand names. Fourth bullet, trademarks. For an asset to be identifiable, IAS 38 intangible assets states that it must fall into one of the two categories. Number 1, it is separable. The asset can be bought or sold separately from the rest of the business. Second, it arises from legal or contractual rights. This will arise as part of purchasing an entire company. This will be looked at further in the consolidated financial statement chapters. It must also meet the normal definition of an asset. First bullet, controlled by the entity as a result of past events, normally by enforceable legal rights. Second bullet, a resource from which future economic benefits are expected to flow, either from revenue or cost saving. Recognition: to be recognized in the financial statement, an intangible asset must meet the first bullet, the definition of an intangible asset, and second bullet, meet the recognition criteria of the framework IAS 38 para 18. It is probable that future economic benefits attributable to the asset will flow to the entity. Second, the cost of the asset can be measured reliably. If these criteria are met, the asset should be initially recognized at cost. Purchase intangible asset. If an intangible asset is purchased separately, such as a license, patent, brand name, it should be recognized initially at cost. Measurement after initial recognition. There is a choice between the cost model, the revaluation model. The cost model. First bullet, the intangible asset should be carried at cost less amortization and any impairment losses. This model is very commonly used in practice. Amortization works the same as depreciation. The intangible asset is amortized over the useful life, with the annual expense being shown in the statement of profit or loss each year. An intangible asset with a finite useful life must be amortized over that life, normally using the straight line method with a zero residual value. An intangible asset with an indefinite useful life should not be amortized, should be tested for impairment annually and more often if there is an actual indication of possible impairment. the revaluation model, the intangible asset may be revalued to a carrying amount of fair value less subsequent amortization and impairment losses. Fair value should be determined by reference to an active market. An active market is a market in which transactions for the asset take place with sufficient frequency and volume to provide pricing information on an ongoing basis. IS 38 states that active markets for intangible assets are rare and specifically prohibits the revaluation of patents, brand names, trademarks, and publishing rights. As a guide, indicators of an active market would include: first bullet, the items traded within the market are homogeneous, identical. Second bullet, prices are available to the public. Most intangible assets have value because of their uniqueness and are therefore unlikely to be homogeneous. Certain licenses may fit this model and could possibly be revalued, but most other intangible assets will not. Internally generated intangible assets. Generally, internally generated intangible assets cannot be capitalized, as the cost associated with these cannot be identified separately from the cost associated with running the business. The following internally generated items may never be recognized: goodwill, inherent goodwill, brands, mastheads, publishing titles, customer lists. Brands. The accounting treatment of brands has been a matter of controversy for some years. IS 38 Intangible Assets has now ended the controversy by stating that internally generated brands and similar assets may never be recognized. Second bullet, expenditure on internally generated brands cannot be distinguished from the cost of developing the business as a whole, so should be written off as incurred. Third bullet, where a brand name is separately acquired and can be measured reliably, then it should be separately recognized as an intangible non-current asset and accounted for in accordance with the general rules of IS 38. Illustration 1. Intangible classification. How should the following intangible assets be treated in the financial statements? First bullet, a publishing title acquired as part of a subsidiary company. Solution. A publishing title. The answer depends on whether the asset can be valued reliably. If this is possible, the title will be recognized at its fair value, otherwise it will be treated as part of goodwill on acquisition of the subsidiary. Second bullet, a license purchased in order to market a new product. License. As the license has been purchased separately from a business, it should be initially capitalized at cost. Goodwill. The nature of goodwill. Goodwill is the difference between the value of a business as a whole and the aggregate of the fair value of its separable net assets. Separable net assets are those assets and liabilities which can be identified and sold off separately without necessarily disposing of the business as a whole. They include identifiable intangible assets such as patents, licenses, and trademarks. Fair value is defined in IFRS 13 as the price that would be received to sell an asset or paid to transfer a liability in an ordinary transaction between market participants at the measurement date. IFRS 13 Appendix 1, that is an exit price. Goodwill may exist because of any combination of a number of possible factors. 1. Reputation for quality or service. 2. Technical expertise. 3. Possession of favorable contracts. 4. Good management and staff. Purchased and non-purchased goodwill. Purchased goodwill arises when one business acquires another as a going concern. Includes goodwill arising on the consolidation of a subsidiary. Will be recognized in the financial statements as its value at a particular point in time is certain. Non-purchased goodwill is also known as inherent goodwill, has no identifiable value, is not recognized in the financial statements. IFRS 3 Business Combinations. IFRS 3 governs accounting for all business combinations and deals with the accounting treatment of goodwill. See Chapter 18. Goodwill is defined as an asset representing the future economic benefits arising from assets acquired in a business combination that are not individually identified and separately recognized. IFRS 3 Appendix A. Negative goodwill gain on a bargain purchase is treated as income as the purchaser has paid less than the fair value of the identifiable net assets. This will be covered further in Chapter 18. Accounting for non-purchase goodwill. Non-purchase goodwill should not be recognized in the financial statements if it certainly exists but fails to satisfy the recognition criteria in the framework since it is not capable of being measured reliably. Research and development. Definition. Research is original and planned investigation undertaken with the prospect of gaining new scientific knowledge and understanding. IS 38 para 8. Development is the application of research findings or other knowledge to a plan or design for the production of new or substantially improved materials, devices, products, processes, systems, or services before the start of commercial production or use. IS 38 para 8. Accounting treatment. Research expenditure. Write-off as incurred to the statement of profit or loss. Development expenditure. Recognized as an intangible asset if and only if an entity can demonstrate all of the following. First bullet, probable flow of economic benefit from the asset, whether through sale or internal cost savings. Intention to complete the intangible asset and use or sell it. Third bullet, reliable measurement of development cost. Fourth, adequate resources to complete the project. Fifth, technical feasibility of completing the intangible asset so that it will be available for use or sale. Sixth, expected to be profitable, that is, the cost of the project will be exceeded by the benefit generated. So this become acronym PIRATE. Probable flow of economic benefits, intention to complete, reliable measurement, adequate resources, technical feasibility, expected to be profitable. It is only expenditure incurred after the recognition criteria have been met which should be recognized as an asset. Development expenditure recognized as an expense in profit or loss cannot subsequently be reinstated as an asset. If an item of plant is used in the development process, the depreciation on the plant is added to the development costs and intangible asset during the period that the project meets the development criteria. This is because the economic benefit gained from the plant in this period is only realized when the development project is complete and production is underway. It will be taken to the statement of profit or loss as amortization within the amortization of the development costs. Amortization. Development expenditure should be amortized over its useful life as soon as commercial production begins. Test your understanding 1. An entity has incurred the following expenditure during the current year. A. $100,000 spent on the initial design work of a new product. It is anticipated that this design will be taken forward over the next 2-year period to be developed and tested with a view to production in 3 years' time. B. $500,000 spent on the testing of a new production system which has been designed internally and which will be in operation during the following accounting year. The new system should reduce the cost of production by 20%. How should each of these costs be treated in the financial statements of the entity? Test your understanding 1. A. These are research costs as they are only in the early design phase and therefore should be written off to the statement of profit or loss in the period. B. These would appear to be development stage costs as the new production system is due to be in place fairly soon and will produce economic benefits in the shape of reduced cost. Therefore, these should be capitalized as development cost. Test your understanding. 2. An entity has incurred the following expenditure during the current year. 1. A brand name related to a specific range of chocolate bars purchased for 200,000 by the year end. A brand specialist had valued this at 250,000. Second, 500,000 spent on developing a new line of confectionery, including 150,000 spent on researching the product before management gave approval to fully fund the project. Third, training costs for staff to use a new manufacturing process. The total training cost amounted to $100,000 and staff are expected to remain for an average of 5 years. Explain the accounting treatment for the above issues. Answer. First, the brand name is a purchased intangible asset so can be capitalized at a cost of $200,000. Intangible assets can only be revalued if an active market exists. This is unlikely here as the brand name will not be a homogeneous item. Therefore, the item should be held under the cost model. The brand should be written off over its expected useful life. If this has an indefinite useful life, then no amortization is required. However, an annual impairment review would be required. Second, the $500,000 relates to research and development. Of the total, $150,000 should be expensed to the statement of profit or loss as management had not displayed either the intention to complete or the release of the resources to complete. Therefore, $350,000 can be capitalized as an intangible asset as development cost. Third, the training cost must be expensed in the statement of profit or loss. The movement of staff cannot be controlled and therefore there is no way of restricting the economic benefits. If the staff leave, the company receives no benefit. Answer complete. Illustration 2. Amortization of development expenditure. Improve has deferred development expenditure of $600,000 relating to the development of new Miracle brand X. It is expected that the demand for the product will stay at a high level for the next 3 years. Annual sales of 400,000, 300,000 and 200,000 units respectively are expected over this period. Brand X sells for $10. How should the development expenditure be amortized? Solution. There are two possibilities for writing off the development expenditure. Write off in equal installments over the 3-year period, 200,000 per annum. Write off in relation to total sales expected, 9 lakh units. So 4 lakh upon 9 lakh into 6 lakh, 2,66,667 in year 1. Year 2, 3 lakh upon 9 lakh into 6 lakh, 2 lakh in year 2. Year 3, 2 lakh upon 9 lakh into 6 lakh is equal to 1,33,333 in year 3. Chapter Summary. Intangible Assets IS 38. Definition. Identifiable non-monetary asset without physical substance. Recognition. To be recognized if must meet the definition of an intangible asset and meet the recognition criteria of the framework. Value using cost model or evaluation model. Amortization. If finite useful life, amortize to zero residual value. If indefinite useful life, do not amortize but test for impairment. Goodwill IFRS 3. Definition. Difference between the value of a business as a whole and the aggregate of the fair value of its separable net assets. May be purchased or inherent. Positive purchase goodwill, capitalize, do not amortize, test for impairment. Negative purchase goodwill, check calculation, credit to statement of profit or loss. R&D, definitions, research, investigations undertaken to gain new scientific knowledge and understanding. Development, application of research findings before the start of commercial production or use. Accounting treatment, research cost, write-off to statement of profit or loss. Development cost, capitalized if criteria met. Amortization. Amortize capitalized development cost over its useful life. Test your understanding 3. 1. Copper PLC has spent $200,000 researching new cleaning chemicals in the year ended 31st December 2010. They've also spent $40,000 developing a new cleaning product which will not go into commercial production until next year. The development projects meet the criteria laid down in IS 38 intangible asset. How should these costs be treated in the financial statement of Cowper PLC for the year ended 31st December 2010? A $60,000 should be capitalized as an intangible asset on the statement of financial position. B. $40,000 should be capitalized as an intangible asset and should be amortized. $20,000 should be written off to the statement of profit or loss. 40,000 should be capitalized as an intangible asset and should not be amortized. 20,000 should be written off to the statement of profit or loss. D. $60,000 should be written off to the statement of profit or loss. Answer TYU 3. First, C is the right answer. 20,000 is a research and should be written off as incurred. 40,000 should be capitalized as a development asset but is not amortized until commercial production begins. Part 2. Which two of the following items could potentially be classified as intangible assets? Purchase brand name, training of staff, internally generated brand, licenses and quotas. Answer A and D. Purchase brand name and licenses and quotas. Training cannot be capitalized as a firm cannot control the future economic benefits by limiting the access of others to the staff. Internally generated brands cannot be capitalized. Third, SAM Company has provided the following information as at 31st December 2016. 1. Project A, $50,000 has been spent on the research phase of this project during the year. Second, Project B, $80,000 had been spent on this project in the previous year and $20,000 this year. The project was capitalized in the previous year. However, it has been decided to abandon this project at the end of the year. Third, Project C, $100,000 was spent on this project this year. The project meets the criteria of IS 38 and is to be capitalized. Which of the following adjustments will be made in the financial statement as at 31st December 2016? A. Reduce profit by 70,000 and increase non-current asset by 100,000. Reduce profit by 150,000, increase non-current asset by 20,000. Reduce profit by 130,000, increase non-current asset by 1,80,000. Reduce profit by 150,000 and increase non-current asset by 100,000. Answer third, B is the right answer. That is, reduce profit by 150,000, increase non-current asset by 20,000. The expenditure in relation to Project A and B should be written off. Project C should be capitalized and therefore will increase the value of non-current asset, but this will be write-off. These will be offset by the write-off from Project B. Part 4. Which of the following statements concerning the accounting treatment of research and development expenditure are true according to IS 38 intangible assets? 1. Research is original and planned investigation undertaken with the prospect of gaining new knowledge and understanding. Second, development is the application of research finding. Third, depreciation of plant used specifically on developing a new product can be capitalized as part of development cost. Fourth, expenditure once treated as an expense cannot be reinstated as an asset. A. 1, 2 and 3 are correct. B. 1, 2 and 4 are correct. C. 2, 3 and 4 are correct. D. All of the above. Answer 4D. All of the statements are true. Fifth, Which of the following should be included in a company's statement of financial position as an intangible asset under IS 38 intangible assets? A. Internally developed brands. B. Internally generated goodwill. C. Expenditure on completed research. D. Payments made on the successful registration of a patent. Fifth, D. Internally patent payments made on the successful registration of a patent is the right answer. D. Internally generated intangible asset cannot be recognized and research costs are written off as incurred. 6. During the year to 31st December 2018, X company incurred $200,000 of development cost for a new product. In addition, X company spent $60,000 on 1st January 2018 on machinery specifically used to help develop the new product and $40,000 on building the brand identity. Commercial production is expected to start during 2019. The machinery is expected to last 4 years with no residual value. What value should be included with an intangible asset in respect of the above in X company's statement of financial position as at 31st December 2018? 6. 2,15,000. The development cost of 200,000 can be capitalized, so as can the depreciation on the asset while the project is being developed. The asset is used for a year on this project, so the depreciation for the first year 60,000 upon 4 years 15,000 can be added to intangible asset. The $40,000 is an internally generated brand and cannot be capitalized. Answer complete. 7th, which two of the following criteria must be met before development expenditure is capitalized according to IS 38 intangible asset? A. The technical feasibility of completing the intangible asset. B. Future revenue is expected. C. The intention to complete and use or sell or the intangible asset. D. There is no need for reliable measurement of expenditure. Answers 7th, A and C. The technical feasibility of completing the intangible asset, the intention to complete and use or sell the intangible asset. There is no need for revenue. There needs to be probable economic benefits which may come in the form of cost saving as well as revenue. 8. For each issue, identify the correct accounting treatment in Madeira's financial statements. Capitalized as intangible or expense out. $400,000 developing a new process which will bring in no revenue but is expected to bring significant cost saving, capitalized as intangible. 400,000 developing a new product. During development, a competitor launched a rival product and now Madeira is hesitant to commit further funds to the process, expense out. $400,000 spent on marketing a new product which has led to increased sales of 800,000, expense out. $400,000 spent on designing a new corporate logo for the business, expense out. Answer complete, and chapter also gets completed. Thank you so very much.